Welcome back to the Garden Show. Like I said, we'll be talking about two different types of cuttings, leaf cuttings and stem cuttings. But before we get into the cuttings, I want to start by explaining the soil that we use. Because I believe that everything starts with the soil, the type of soil you use, and that also influences the success of your cuttings. So here we have 4 different samples. What we have here is our compost. This is horse manure, composted horse manure. Here we have our mix. This is our soil mix. Here we have just clay soil. And here we have sand. So what we do is we basically mix sand, our soil, and our compost to get our soil mix. And the soil mix will vary depending on what you want to do. If you are planting seeds, mostly sandy soil would be perfect for that. If you are doing cuttings, a little bit silty soil would be good for that. So it always depends on what you're doing. If you're repotting a already established plant, then a little bit more heavy soil will be required. So it always depends on what you're growing in order for you to mix your soil accordingly. And you can do it with teaspoons. You can mix them up with teaspoons, and the same texture that you get in a small quantity, that the same one you can mix it via wheelbarrows afterwards and make just a bigger quantity. The water retention will be the same. So you can use teaspoons and mix them up and get to see how long it stays wet, how much water it retains, how often you have to water it, how much water you lose it. That's very important for your soil mix. So that's the way we come up with our own soil mixes. You guys can come up with your own. You can use, if you don't have compost, you can use sawdust or wood chip. I recommend, if you have to use mahogany or cedar wood chip, you get those at the lumber yards or in downtown or the carpentry place. You usually get the wood chips there, mahogany or cedar. I rather that instead of the pine. The pine is too oily and it's too acidic as well. So if you don't have compost, then wood chip is good. We also sell our soil mix at the store in San Ignacio. So if you want to get our soil mix, it's there as well. Alright, so it doesn't matter how rich your soil that you get is. So you can dig up some soil from your backyard. If it's clay soil, then you add more compost and more sand to it. If it's a little bit silty soil, all you need to do is avoid the sand and just add a little bit of compost. So that's basically what you do to get your adequate mix for what you're gonna do. So everything, like I said, for me, everything starts with soil. If you have good soil, then your plant is gonna react to the soil that you have. So you'll either be successful or not. But that's just one part of having a success cutting. So we'll get to the following, the other different parts further down the show. So when we come back, we will get to the what we're going to do is basically show you how to remove the cutting from the plant, because that's also a very important step. And then we're going to come here and pot it up. We're going to prepare it and pot it up in a bag. So when we come back, we're going to look at how to remove cuttings from the mother plant, how do you store them, and then how you insert them back in the bag. So when we come back, we'll get to that.